Hi guys, my name is Stephanie, and we are on my first episode. The name of the show is Food for Thought. And Food for Thought, why you may ask? Well, because your girl loves to eat, okay? I love to eat and also like to talk. So why not combine the two? Food for thought. Make sense? Concept of the show though is gonna be basically I'm gonna be inviting people each episode. We're gonna be speaking about different topics over food. Just imagine you out with your friends, you guys go to your favorite restaurant to eat, right? Sometimes some of the best conversations you have is over a plate of food, right? Food brings the world together. That is why, I call it food for thought. Just how food nourishes the stomach, conversation nourishes the mind. Food for thought. I was really in a good place in my life. What happens when you're on a high, that low is gonna soon come. So I hit rock bottom at the end of summer of last year. I got laid off from my position. And this position was probably like my first real job ever after college. And guys, I was fucked up. I felt like I was being kicked down and I could not get myself up. I got into a really bad funk, led me to have a lot of depressive thoughts. I had struggled with depression a couple of years ago. I let it get the best of me. I knew I wanted better for myself and I knew I wanted change. Did nothing to change it. You know what I mean? Like I was accepting of my circumstances, but I knew that I didn't want to be in these circumstances. But the mind is a powerful thing, y'all. When you let those thoughts get the best of you, you'll definitely end up losing. One thing I always like to say is you take the driver's seat. Like, don't let your thoughts consume you. Instead, actively work to change your mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love to think of looking at things half full as opposed to half empty. No matter in the worst of circumstances and situations, I feel like there's always a silver lining. You know what I mean? Even if in that particular moment you don't see it, everything happens for a reason, and there's purpose behind what happened to you. Things don't happen to you, they happen for you. So it's just a matter of what are you gonna do when life hands you lemons? All right, does anyone know? You make lemonade, okay? All right, so it wasn't until I started getting tired of being tired that I began changing my circumstances and changing my outlook on life and just the way that I approach things. I knew something had to give if I wanted the life that I had envisioned in my head. The only way change happens, it's with you. You can't sit around and wait around for change to just come about, just because you pray to God every night. Actively go out and make these changes if you want to see these changes happen in your life. Lessons not learned in blood are soon forgotten. And what that means to me, if you don't learn the hard way and it doesn't cut deep enough for you, you'll just continue to go through the same things over and over and over again until, again, you're tired. And until you hit that breaking point, you know what I mean? And a lot of times the magic that we're seeking is in the work that we're avoiding. The truth for me for the longest time. I didn't actually want to put in the work. I didn't actually want to sit here with my feelings and go through them and actually heal and come to understand why I feel the way that I do. Why do my thoughts consume me? Why do these fears consume me? Why am I constantly overthinking about so many external factors that I literally have no control over? That leads me to my productive era. Came a point where I was just tired again of just living the same day every single day, day in, day out. Nothing was changing. That I began to change certain things in my behavior, certain outlooks on life, certain people in my life. And it's literally changed my life entirely. Like I've made a total 180 from it. To sit there in my feelings and sit there and isolate myself from everyone around me and really be one with myself and my own thoughts, to really figure out what it is that has me feeling this way, to really figure out what it is that I want out of life, Spent so long fearing solitude and fearing being by myself that I would constantly fill the room up with people because I was so afraid of silence, so afraid to actually sit there and hear my thoughts. Once I started kind of, again, isolating myself a little bit and really pouring into my cup instead of pouring into everyone else's, it wasn't until then that I really started seeing a different side of me, seeing myself in a different light. Been busy every single day and these last couple of weeks, and it's because doing things for me, anything that brings me any little bit of joy, any old passions that I had that I left because I didn't think I was good enough, found my way back to. Dance for me has always been something that, you know, has been very close to my heart ever since I was little. I stopped dancing because I never thought I was good enough for it. I never thought I was good enough to go pro with it. I wanted to be a lawyer once upon a time. Like, I never went to law school because I thought it would be too hard. I thought that I wouldn't be able to do it. There's just so many things that I stopped myself from doing because of the fear. And it's that fear that keeps a lot of us in our comfort zone. Comfort kills. Find the most growth is going to be when you are doing things that are testing you. You're doing things that you're uncomfortable with. That is when you'll really see yourself in a different light. It's all a mindset. The way that your mind is operating. It's the thoughts that you're telling yourself that your body in turn is responding to. If you want to change your life and you want a positive outlook on life, I feel like you need to first work on what you're telling yourself, the conversation that you're having with yourself. So for example, if you're telling yourself, oh man, I'm gonna have such a shitty day, or this day started off so shitty already, or like, I'm not looking forward to going to work, I don't want to, all this negative talk is just literally, you're just absorbing it. We're all sponges. Like, in order to change that dynamic and to see different, how about we start talking to ourselves a little bit kinder and nicer? The most important conversation you're gonna have is with yourself. A lot of us lack that self-love. And because of that, you know, we become accepting of things that aren't good for us. I've come to a point where I feel like I don't even need drugs to fill a void anymore because I've just been so high off life. Leads me to say, like, I feel like sometimes we're always trying to find a way to fill a gap in our life, or fill a hole that we feel, or that void, or that feeling of unfulfillment, right? Most of us go our whole lives trying to find what our purpose in life is. And that's a question that would beat me up. Like, this thought started like back when I was like in high school, when I was trying to figure out what college to go to, and when shit got really real and I'm like, damn, what do I want to do for the rest of my life? Because up until that point I had just been living life, like not really thinking about the future, until, you know, that bubble kind of burst, and then I'm like, what now? So ever since then, it's been over 10 years, I've been constantly asking myself that, like, what do I want out of life? Like, what is my purpose? The older I get, comes down to the most simplest thing. I think that our purpose is just to live. Like, not all of us are meant to be a president, or meant to be doctors, or are meant to, let's say, you know, do something so very special with their lives. Put here on earth just to experience, just to be able to meet new people, to laugh, to make memories, to travel, to eat, to be around people that love on you, you know, like, it's really that simple. And so you're seeing this right now and you're feeling like you're without purpose. How about you look at the times that you feel full, and what are you doing during those times? Are you with friends? Are you doing something you like doing? Reading, listening to music? There's things that we don't even realize that bring us joy. And I feel like as I've gotten older, I've been gravitating more and more to those things that make me happy. And since then, I really feel like I have a sense of purpose. Like, I feel like my purpose is just to be able to be a better me than I was yesterday. Do the work. Do the things that are gonna let you be able to get to that point. All right, guys. And so if you stayed this long, I appreciate you. It's all about making better choices, adapting our minds to a certain mindset. You decide whether you're gonna be making the right choices or the wrong choices. With that being said, if you liked the first episode, we got more for you guys, so stay tuned, okay? My next episode, we're gonna be talking a little bit more and elaborating more on lifestyle choices, letting go of bad habits and old habits and bringing in new ones. And also, one thing that I know we all struggle with, food. Like, how do we remain disciplined? How are we able to pick or eat healthier, hearty foods in a world where we're constantly being fed fast food and all these other, you know, bad choices? So yes, stay tuned. And if you guys want some more, subscribe. Also, I want to open up the floor. Any comments, any topics that you guys may want to hear from me in the future, definitely comment below. Let me know. Leave you out with a little question, some food for thought. Okay? What are you going to do after listening to this episode to change the circumstances in your life? I'm gonna leave you with that, okay? So thank y'all for staying tuned, and till next time.